Our next two singers were Bryson and Tatum. They were
Mm-hmm.
John singers.
Mm-hmm.
Bryson sang, woo! He sang The Ain't No Way by the Queen of Soul.
Yes.
I don't need to tell you who that is. If you don't know who the Queen of Soul is, you need to pick another podcast. You better know who the Queen of Soul is.
No, just stay. We'll tell you so that you can be
No, we
further
won't.
informed.
No, we won't. You know who the Queen of Soul is. Look it up. Google it if you don't know who the Queen of Soul is. And if you don't know this song, ain't no way.
Anyway.
Then Tatum sang Stick Season by, I didn't get the who.
Noah Khan.
Who?
Noah Khan.
Noah Khan. Okay.
And I love her mom, but it's the season of the sticks. And I saw your mom, she forgot that I exist.
All right. So, stop shaking your head.
Here's why I'm shaking my head. And this is we can discuss this further, whether on this platform or on our Patreon. This knockout was not fair.
It wasn't. It really wasn't. Because you know what? Tatum's really good. Like, she's really good. But Bryson is just, he's an anomaly. He's an anomaly. Okay. But I do, when you are that ridiculous of a singer, or this ridiculous of a singer, there's some things, and Stephanie, we had this conversation earlier about knowing, and I think this may have something to do with his youth, knowing when you are this ridiculous of a singer. And John brought it up, and I'm so glad he brought this up, because nobody can do what Bryson can do. No one. I don't know any male vocalists that can do. Maybe, and there. Alex Noel, maybe.
Yeah.
No one can do what Bryson can do. That is working right now. Not many.
It's working.
That is male identifying. If we're keeping it 100, no one can do what he can do. I agree with John. John said, let's lower it a little bit to make it a little bit more rich. And I don't think it was lowered. And that's fine. So if I'm being really nitpicky, because Bryson's just that good, and I can't do what Bryson can do. Not many can. I have this to say. And I am going to, Bryson, I need you to, if you watch the Pitchy Podcast, I really need you to listen to me. Because the point that John was making, because we all know that you're the best singer on this show. Like, if we're talking pound for pound, voice for voice, you are the best singer on this show. Point blank period. You just are. But really, to take you to stratospheric heights, I need you to listen to what your coach is telling you. Nobody knows how to coach, in my opinion, better than John Legend on this show. And I felt that the falsetto, the high singing of the song, took away from the context of the song. And to me, that is going to come with age, and that's, to me, the next level of singing. Now, there are some people, like on other singing competitions, who are 17, who sing like they're 84, and that's fine. But I'm saying this, and Bryson, I'm going to use a musical theater reference. I've heard so many incredible vocal renditions of And I Am Telling You I'm Not Going. But what I don't hear too often from that song that got Jennifer Hudson the Oscar, that got Jennifer Holliday the Tony, is the context of the song. And that's going to come with age. What is that song about? That song is about desperation. It is a breakdown. I did not feel that Bryson was giving us everything that he can do, but the kitchen, giving us everything but the kitchen sink to show us what type of incredible instrument he has, what type of rarity he has in his instrument. But I didn't. But to me, what was lost in the very, very high parts was the context of this song. And to me, that's what makes this song so genius. Now, when he brought his voice down, I got it. And that's why I was like, okay, he does understand the context of the song. Bryson's just giving us everything that he has as far as things that nobody else can do on the show or can do really, period. Do you understand what I'm saying, Stephanie?
I'm going to try to break it down into a shorter sentence to see if I understand. That way everybody else understands, because I think I know what you're saying, and I think that I might agree where I didn't think that I was, but I think that I do agree. Are you trying to say that you felt like he was telling the story of the song better when he was in his lower register?
100%.
Okay.
And that's the point that John was making. That's what makes a good singer untouchable. And vocally, Bryson is untouchable. I want him to be untouchable with the way he emotes a song. Stephanie.
Okay. I can get down with what you're saying, because I actually wrote down that when he got to the lower register of his voice at the back end of the song, there was a richness and an emotional component that I really, really felt. And at the back end of the song, he ran that thing down. He started up and he ran it all the way down. Now, I can also understand, and it's funny because I didn't take any of John's feedback to say what you're saying, although I can understand. I took his feedback to say that he needed to open up his body more and perform more in order to tell the story, not necessarily change what he was doing vocally. Separate from that, I can get down with what you're saying, because I felt like the top half of the song was just, I'm going to show you all that I can do vocally, and I'm going to win this knockout. Bryson came with a hammer to this knockout, and he was hacking. He came with a knife, and a hammer, a meat thing, a meat cleaver. He was hacking, and relentlessly. And while I can appreciate that, while I can appreciate him showing everything that he can do vocally, I can also appreciate what you're saying, as what you're saying is in the next level of his vocal artistic journey to better make the connection between song and how to use this incredible instrument that he has. So yes,
I know exactly what I want to talk about, because it's very pitchy. I know exactly what I want to talk about on the Patreon. So that's why y'all need to subscribe for just $5, because I got a lot to say. Because Bryson, and I'm just going to leave it with that, and this is why y'all got to check us out on the Patreon. Bryson is a musical theater guy.
Yes.
And then I'm going to go. So remind me, Stephanie, when we do the Patreon, because I got a lot to say about that and why I'm coming. Why it may sound like I'm coming for Bryson.
He's not.
Bryson,
He's not.
I'm not.
He's not. The reason why he said all he said is because he thinks you're that good. James would not waste his time breaking all that down if he did not think that the person could was at the point that they could benefit from that feedback.
It's not
it's insane.
Fair.
It's insane what you can do. Fair. Yeah. But Bryson's saying that thing down.
And that
murder.
Like Bryson said, it's one of the hardest songs in the book.
Murder.
It's one of the hardest songs. Yes. Which I didn't feel sorry for Tatum, but I was like, gosh.
No, I did.
Tatum could sing her face off. Brian Legend. John Legend doesn't just pick steel singers, okay? He uses that steel very cautiously. I said, I just love her tone. Oh, I could listen to I said, she just can be. I wrote, she's just radio. Like I want to turn on the radio and I want to hear a voice like Tatum's.
Yeah.
It's just an incredible, distinct voice, and to me, the power is in the nuance with her.
Mm-hmm.
Her voice is so nuanced. It's just the little things here and there that you got to really have a good ear to hear what she does.
Mm-hmm.
The yodel in her voice, like that's just one thing. The storytelling, the way she arcs the story, like remnants of Jackie Roar, like the way she arcs a song, like in her storytelling, it's just incredible. And I just feel bad that she went up against Bryson, because Tatum, to me, should have been through. Someone should have saved her.
I think that it was really good to hear Tatum's voice again. It was really good to hear her voice on a song like this. I think this was a really good song choice. Her voice is one that almost sounds like it has like a filter on it or something.
Yeah.
Like there's something on her voice that almost sounds like there's something on it, like there's an effect on it. But it's just a really cool, textured voice that has a lot of character to it. Now, I remember this song because this is a song that our dear Zoe Levere sang on her season.
She sure did.
So it was interesting comparing the two. I felt like Zoe's version was a little more hopeful and bright. I felt like this version was reflective and sad. Now, I would be so very interested to understand whether that is just the approach that Tatum took to this song, or if she felt defeated. Because she's going against Bryson, okay? Which, that's why I started out by saying, this ain't fair. This did not feel fair. Usually they pair people up, and if they're going to pair them 2 by 2, I feel like they need to be paired more closely together. As far as like,
Bryson can't be paired though. Like,
no, you know who could have stood with him? Renzo could have stood with him, because Renzo is also very technically perfect.
Yeah.
I thought that, listen, it would have been a closer match than Tatum.
Yeah.
It would have been a closer match than Tatum. So I was upset for her because it just did not feel fair. Because I did think Tatum gave an incredible performance. But I was wondering, based on the feel of the performance, whether she was defeated. Like if you watch afterwards, or if you watch during, Buble was clapping along, encouraging her. It felt like all them coaches knew she was going home and willing her to do her best. That's how it felt. That even as she was standing up on that stage, as people are giving her great feedback, which they should have been, it was almost kind of like, oh, you think that about me? Oh, thank you so much. But also having like this sad face on, not feeling hopeful that she's going to make it through to the next round of the competition. And I just did not think that it was fair. It didn't feel fair to her based on the level of crazy talent and just not even just talent, but all of the things that Bryson can do with his vocal, and he did not back down. And it just felt like there was no way for her to win, no matter how great her performance was.
No, he did not. As Tom Petty would say, I don't back down. He did not back down.
He did not back down.
And he's not going to.
No, he's not.
So all y'all need to be prepared, because Bryson is the hurricane, Cat 5 hurricane that's going to devastate.
Mm-hmm.
every path.
That's right.
Like any path, hurricanes can go many different paths. He's
Yep.
going to navigate every path that he's on.
Yep.
So get ready, y'all.
Get ready.
Up your game.
Yep.
All right, so Bryson did move on, and unfortunately, Tatum did have to go home.
That's right.
That was the one tonight that I was a little upset about because
Mhm.
I was just so transfixed by her voice.
Mm-hmm.